Hi, today I'll be showing how you can replace the battery on Gotrax scooter. I got the scooter used, the battery didn't function, so basically it doesn't work, only the light in the front that works. I'll try to remove the old battery. I'll show you how you can install the new one that you can buy from Gotrax website. And I also will show you how you can recondition the old battery so you can get the scooter back on track with less payment. For the disassembling, you'll need a T30 screwdriver. Basically, this is a head for T30. To disassemble it, we'll remove the screws from the top. There are two screws. Let's see if it's enough to remove the battery. Okay, so yeah, I'll shake a little bit and the battery can be easily removed. So what we can see on the battery, that it's 25 volt battery, it's 5 amps, it's not really powerful, and that's all. The battery should have one connection on the top. There are multiple connection. I think there's a goes to the motor and so on, and there's also a 3 connection on the bottom. I'll be doing the disassembly of the battery. We'll find which of the pairs are bad, because usually batteries of all these scooters has internal BMS. That's basically when some of the cells get fully charged, it disconnects automatically the charging, and other cells can stay like half charge or with lower charge rate. That's why the scooter wouldn't work. So basically I will disassemble the battery and I will check which of the pairs are bad. Maybe there are none of them bad, simply some of them are undercharged, and I will recharge this battery pack and we'll see if it will work or no, so I wouldn't need to buy the new one. Stay tuned, I'll be soon shortly. Okay, let's continue. Now you know how you would remove the battery from the scooter. The same thing, you'll insert the battery back, you connect the top terminal to the handle, you insert these 3 terminals down, it clicks, back 2 screws, and you're good to go if you got the new battery. What we want to do is to try to recover the old battery. The battery, it's covered with the thermal tape, so basically you can't really slide out it. So what I would need to do is to cut it along. So I'm looking where I can do it. So basically I will choose this spot because I don't want to touch the battery, and I will be doing it with the, I would say, with the knife. So let's start. Okay, I made a cut along the battery. Now I will try to remove the thermal tape. So basically I choose a really good spot because it's only the plastic that's on the back and it doesn't touch the battery. So it's better to press harder from the beginning, so you wouldn't need to redo it. For me, I didn't press enough, so now I'm following the same way. Okay. Okay, so basically I will remove the thermal wrap from the battery. Here you go, and here's the battery inside. So to be able to disassemble the battery, as I can see, there are 4 little screws from the top and 4 from the bottom. It's a Phillips screwdriver. I will get my screwdriver and come back in a second. Wait. Okay, I got my Phillips screwdriver. Let's now try to unscrew the terminals and see what's inside. These are really long screws. I'm doing this for the first time with this type of the battery, so I hope I'm doing everything right. Okay, the top terminals are removed. As I can see, there are, I think, the 2 wires for the power and 3 wires, basically 3 for the motor. I'm doing the same from the bottom. These 3 wires that goes to the motor should go to the bottom side along the battery, and the wires for the battery theoretically should go to the BMS, battery management system, that's basically helping this battery during the charge and controlling the overcharge and under voltage for the cells. Okay, so I should get an electrical one. Okay, as I was thinking, the 3 wires for the motor from the top goes to the bottom, and basically, I already can see from inside of the battery that there is a corrosion on the bottom elements, and I will check how I can disassemble all this set. Let's start from the bottom part. Okay, so as you can see, the set is disassembled really easy. You need to remove section by section. It has some lock pins. Oops, one flight away. I'll find it later. So you can see that this section are connected by these 4 pins. So the next one should be the same 4 pins. Okay, and in this way all these batteries can be separated. So it's not so hard. What we do next, it's we'll test the batteries. Okay, let's continue. As I told, this battery is done from multiple sections. Every section is connected by 4 pins. These pins are only to align the section. There is nothing that keeps them attached to each other. And every battery cell, it has a connection. The connection is, as you can see, it's soldered. So basically I will unsolder each of the connections so I can separate them. And after that I will test each pair to see what exactly the voltage is on them, find the broken one, replace it, and we'll see if it will help to fix this scooter. So now I'm removing all the isolation from the terminal so I can use my solder and unsolder them, and after that I'll start testing them. On the first section, I can even see from here there's a battery management system inside, BMS. So basically, oh, it's a long one. I will disconnect all the sections. I will start testing them, and after that I will connect the same way in the opposite. To test the sections, basically first thing you'll use a multimeter to check the voltage. The voltage of one of the batteries should be, I would say, when it's fully discharged is 3 volts, when it's fully charged is 4.2, so between 3 and 4 should be the section. In this way, the easiest way I can find which of the section is fully discharged, so that one's supposed to be broken. Later I'll see, maybe it's broken because of the oxidation, maybe I can save some element, because as I can see all of the elements looking nice, except the one from the bottom where I can see the corrosion. So now I will start unsoldering the terminal and disassembling section one by one. After I'll do it, I will show you how it will look like, one of the sections, and I'll use IMAX to test it, fully charge, discharge the battery and see what exactly is the capacity. So stay tuned, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll come back when I'll unsolder one of the section. As you can see, every section has here the solder terminals. I'm thinking how I can remove the battery terminals, because battery terminals, I think they use the hot glue to keep them here. From this side is the same thing, they use the hot glue. I will see if I will unsolder the section, if I can bend it and if I can remove the section from here, or maybe I'll do the test right on the spot. I will figure out how the batteries are connected. Maybe I wouldn't need to disconnect the motor terminals and will work with this battery assembled. So stay tuned, subscribe, don't go away, I'll be soon back. Okay, I'm back. What I saw that, as I told, this battery is made by sections. I can basically test the batteries in one section, but to remove the battery easily, it's preferable to disconnect the motor wires. I decided that the bottom part of the disconnection will be much easier. So basically there is a glue under, so I'm sticking up the glue. And I will try to remove it. Basically it's a thermal glue, I don't need it anymore. After that I will apply a different one to isolate these wires. Now I want to remove it completely, so it will be easier to work with the sections of the battery. So it's disconnected from the terminal really easy. It was also really easy removed. As I can see, this terminal can be, if I press on them, they can pop out from the front, and after that I'll see how I can remove them. Oh, it pops out from here. Okay, playing with the terminal, I see that the red terminal went out by itself, so basically I can see how it's connected. If I put this thing down, so I see that the terminals are, I don't know if you see it, okay, it will focus, okay, they are welded here, so basically this plastic should go down, and after that it should be unwelded from here. The terminals are now not connected, so even if they are shorted, it's nothing, because the main unit is in the handle. So now I can work with these terminals. I will put them down, I will unsolder this one, and in this way I can remove the cable for the motors, and I can separate really easy all the section. I can normally test them and find out which of them is bad and replace exactly the cell. So now I will unsolder the terminals and remove the top cap, and we'll start separating the sections. Stay tuned. Okay, so I unwelded the terminals, so this thing can be easily removed. Now the top section is empty. It can be also easily removed. Don't forget about these pins. You'll better keep them in one section so you wouldn't lose them. I also desoldered one of the battery management system BMS wires and soldered it from here. You can see a lot of corrosion on these elements. And I also unsoldered the bottom BMS wires. Always remember the placement of the battery. Maybe you can even do some sort of the, I don't know, to be able to assemble in the same way. Mark somehow where you connect the battery. So basically you can mark it here, like one mark from this side, one mark from other side, so you can know how they would go. So basically when you assemble it together, you would do the same thing. So basically I'll mark every element so they will fit one on another. Oops, sorry. So okay, they are marked, it will be easily to assemble it. Also, when I disconnected the BMS terminals, I realized that the connection that they have, it's spot welded. So basically now I'll need some tools. I use the pliers to be able to disconnect these terminals one from another, so I can separate these sections. Before I continue the test of other pairs, I've removed the first one that had a lot of corrosion, and I can see right away that it's completely broken, because one of the batteries, you can see from the side, it has a small hole, and another one has also a hole in it. So basically I can tell you right away that these two are defective. This one had also a lot of corrosion on them from this side. I will remove it, see it, but I think it also has the battery, the hole inside. So basically all the liquid went out and it made a lot of corrosion. So these two pairs need to be replaced 100%. Okay, basically I wanted to show you one of the module. I already removed the older one with corrosion batteries and insert my new one. I think this battery were from electrical tools. They don't have a really high discharge rate, but I think it would be enough for this scooter. I already tested one pair of the battery, it's 5 amps, so basically I replaced two pairs. One of the pairs already had a contact. From the top I will join them, and after that I'll solder the BMS connection here, and it should be okay. Now I'm in process of charging other cells of the scooter. When everything will be charged, I will assemble it and we'll try how it will work. Thank you, see you. Okay, let's continue. So basically I assembled back the battery. I replaced 4 cells. These batteries, I think they are the similar for 24 and 36 volt. In this battery, as you can see, every pack has 4 cells or 2 pairs, and on every terminal there is a contact. So I found out that the 4 elements are defective right away, so I needed to disassemble. For you, if you want to try this battery, you need to test each terminals by the multimeter and see if they have a correct voltage or no. In this way you can identify a broken pair and you can replace exactly the pair. And after that, the same thing, you can assemble the battery and you use a charger like a Max one and you charge by pair, or you can use also a balancer, so you can connect multiple one and charge them 3 or all of them in one shot. So basically this battery is already assembled with the new cells, so I'll use the same cover. I'll put it on the top and I'll use the also for the batteries, look the alignment of the pins. You see this hole with 2 pins, so basically it should be opposite from the contacts. In this way it will fit, because when I was disassembling you can turn this circle around, so but you need to know exactly where it's located. So basically I put back the cover. I'm now looking at the mark where I cut it, so okay, so here's the cut. I put back the cover. I'm putting the top part. I'll use a Scotch tape to mark it. So basically this is the top part. I'm putting it together. I'm attaching with the Scotch tape. Okay, so I attach this part. Now I'm doing the same thing from the bottom. And I'll put one more in the middle. And now I'll put one along. In this way it will be all together. So I'm sticking one part, I'm pressing on a second one, and I'm joining them together. Now, as you can see, I put the Scotch tape along the battery. I'm pressing it better so it will stay. In general, the design of the battery in the front like hub I didn't really like, because as you can see, these contacts are static. They are not flexible. The same thing from here. So basically when the scooter shakes, it creates always a small short between the contacts, and if the contact is not so good, it overheats, it melts, and this thing becomes broken. In this way you'll need simply to, I think, take the wires and connect them directly, but it will be a hard modification. So basically this battery is already assembled with the 4 elements replaced. The BMS, I checked the voltage right away on the terminal. I had my 27 volts, so the pack is fully working. The BMS works, so basically I will need to charge it to see if it's working fully. Now I will take the scooter. I will remove the top part. Oh. Okay, for the scooter I'm removing the handle. This is the battery. This is the scooter. I'm looking inside the scooter. I see 3 contacts. Basically I am placing my battery where the contacts are. The battery slides really easy. In the end you should feel the contacts, it should go inside. On the top you'll see the pins. You take the handle, you check where the pins are, and you inserting in the same way the handle inside, and it should click. Now we'll press a power button, and the scooter shows almost the full battery. Okay, as I showed you in the last video, I assembled and put it back the battery. It's inserted really easy. I put it to screws, top, the bottom screws you don't even need to remove them. Regarding that test, it was fully charged, so the charger get the green light right away when we turn it on. The interesting in the scooter, I didn't know before, you don't need to, this is only the brake. So you don't really need to press it only when you brake. And for the acceleration, also it doesn't work till the tire is spinning. So basically, if I put acceleration on, I need to move a little bit, and you can see that it spins. Without moving the tire, with acceleration it wouldn't even spin. So basically the scooter is working good. The top speed is 15, I think maybe it's 15 miles. I didn't check because I think it's showing in miles. Otherwise, you saw how you can fix the battery, replacing 4 elements. The BMS was fine. I tested after that the total voltage of the battery, it was fully fine. The charging works also really good. So the scooter is fixed, and if you want this type of the video to see more, please subscribe. On the next video I will be fixing a Xiaomi clone. So basically, this scooter I get with multiple problems. It had a battery problem, it had also the controller problem, and I will show you how you can disassemble to get to the battery. And also I ordered a different controller, the clone of this one. So basically I will try to insert the different controller and see how it works. So subscribe and stay tuned, and I will show you more video of this type. Okay, have a good day, take care.